Okay. Hey, everyone. Thanks for being here. My name is Eileen Merberg, and I am the Executive Director of Alpha Lambda Delta. This is an info session just for North Carolina A&T. Some of you might have already joined by the previous deadline. Some of you are here, maybe still looking to learn more information about ALD. You still have an opportunity to join, I think, until the end of the semester. But there is an induction ceremony that if you want to join, if you haven't joined yet and you want to join by the ceremony, then be sure you join by. Hang on, let me pull that up. You've been told what the date is, but I just want to have it handy. Sorry. I just have a website full of, okay, so the induction ceremony is April 6th. Okay, great. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and talk about Alpha Lambda Delta, answer any questions you might have. So I'm not going to read every slide to you. This is being recorded. If you ever want to go back, you'll get a link to it on YouTube. But essentially, our mission is to encourage academic achievement. You've all done really well your first semester at NCAT, so congratulations on that. That's awesome, and that's why you're invited, and that's sort of our whole mission is helping students, rewarding students for high academic achievement. We've been around a long time for over 100 years. Last year was our big centennial year. We've got technically 415 chapters recognized, but we're not really active at all of them. The NCAT chapter is very active. Overall, nationally, we induct at minimum 22,000 students a year. So again, the reason you got invited to join and invited to through the invitation email is because of your high academic achievement your first semester. The membership fee I'm going to talk about in a minute. Just know that there's sort of a split between the fees. So I can't remember exactly what NCAT's fee is. So if you were, I'm going to look that up. I'm sure you all know, but let me just be accurate. So I believe you were told the fee is 70, 80. Wait, right? Is that right? 85? Does that sound right? 50 plus 30, 80. So our fee is $30, and then the chapter can add on a certain amount. That's what's called the local fee. And so that's all money that goes towards the chapter. The only thing we collect is the 30, or that we keep, I guess, is the 30. And then whatever's above that is all meant to support the chapter on campus for all the activities you do. And there's no recurring costs, there's no more fees. It's a one-time lifetime fee. So lots of benefits. I'm going to talk a little bit more about them nationally. But in general, it's a really good resume builder, opportunity to meet other high achieving students, leadership opportunities. I'm going to talk about our perks program and our honor cords. You do get a certificate and a pen, so that's the April 6th ceremony on campus. Your chapter has blown up recently, by the way. A lot of students are joining, so that event might be really a really big event. So hopefully you can go to that if you join by then, and you'll get a certificate and a pin. That's part of what the $30 covers, is the 30 as a certificate and pin, and the other things I'll mention in a minute. So just some examples of ceremonies that do occur on campuses. I've never been to NCAT ceremony. I'm sure it's lovely. So the next two slides, I'm just going to really focus on what I know are some of the key questions that students ask when they get that invitation. It might look a little sketchy. You might be wondering about certain things. So I just want to mentioned some things. And the presentation, yes, I will email the link once I get it uploaded to YouTube. This recording right now, I'll share the YouTube, not the PowerPoint, but just the YouTube presentation. We do think having a high GPA is a big deal. It's not easy to get a 3.5 or higher your first semester, so great job. Whatever it is that you did to do that is a great foundation for you for continued success. It's just a really good sign that you're going to have continued success. So keep learning and using what tools you use to do that well and continue to use those. However, if your GPA does drop below a 3.5, it's not like you get kicked out. You don't have to maintain the 3.5 or whatever it was you got. It's not a requirement. So you are encouraged to, and you're going to get a lot of support to continue to do well and hopefully graduate with a high GPA. But your membership is lifetime membership. So if you join this semester, which is going to be your only chance to join ALD, you don't ever get kicked out, and it's a lifetime membership. And again, I'm going to repeat myself. If there are any student officers here with the chapter, I don't see Kennedy here yet, but if you are here as an officer and want to say anything, just please unmute or say something in chat to let me know you're here. Time is a big issue that students question. Is you've got a lot on your plate, you might play sports, you have part-time job, full-time job, you have a million things going on, and when you got this invitation you might have thought, oh, I don't have the time, I just can't take on one more thing. It's important to know that with Alpha Lambda Delta you're not required to participate. Again, encouraged, but you're not going to, it's not like some other organizations out there where you are required to do, 10 hours of service, or you have to come to 3 meetings. There's nothing like that with Alpha Lambda Delta. It's not a requirement for membership. So don't let that sort of be a deal breaker for you if you're thinking that you don't have time, because you're not required to do anything with it. The only other thing I like to say about time is also I would encourage you not to let that make your decision for you right now, because your time is going to change. Your time commitments are going to change over the next 3 years. Courses might get easier. You might work less hours. Like, you don't know what's going to happen in the next 3 years. So you might find that a year from now, there's this really cool program that NCAT's doing, that the chapter's doing, that you want to participate in. So you might find that your time opens up and changes, and there might be events you do want to go to, whether it's this year or next year or your senior year. Time and money are the 2 big questions we get. I understand that. And it's important to know, as I mentioned, the fee structure is split. So it's a $30 national fee, and that anything above that you're being asked to pay is a local chapter fee. And so, first of all, every membership organization has a membership fee that's just the nature of honor societies and any type of organization like that. And so there are a lot of things that it pays for. Again, I'm going to talk specifically about the national things. I'd encourage you to reach out to the folks on campus, your chapter officers, and Daryl Hairston is the advisor, and he's been in all your emails. His name and email should be at the bottom of all the emails you're getting. So reach out to Daryl, but I know that they offer a lot on campus for what that money goes towards. You already pay fees for student activities, whether you belong to them or not, or join in. Every university has like a student activity fee or a student government fee or something that pays for student organizations. So I know that the NCAT chapter is actually award-winning. It's one of the best chapters in the country. So I know they do a lot. So is it worth the money that you're being asked to pay? That's up to you. There's not a recurring cost. You're not charged again. The food alone you're going to get with all the food that they have at the events. And there are other things that they do. So Again, I can't speak to exactly what they spend it on campus, but I'm sure it's all, I think they give local scholarships as well. And our fee goes towards the certificate and pin that you get and the scholarships and a few other things I'm going to mention. We often get confused with sororities and fraternities for obvious reasons. We have Greek letter names. That's just how they did it 200 years ago, is everybody got a Greek letter name. So we are not a fraternity and sorority. We're not a social fraternity and sorority. And what that means is you can join as many non-social fraternities and sororities as you want. If you do join any social, the traditional Greek letter fraternities and sororities, you probably know that you just join one, you pick one, and like that's it for life. That is not the case with any other organization, even with Greek letter names. So there's service fraternities, business fraternities, and honor societies. So you'll probably get invited to others in either this year, maybe you already did, or next year, your senior levels, juniors and seniors get invited to different types of organizations. So you'll probably have many more invitations coming your way. Alpha Lambda Delta is a great foundation for that. Joining us can really be a step in the door, foot in the door for future honors. So if you did get 6 emails from sketchy looking organizations already this semester, I get that that's probably maybe a little annoying or just at least questioning, like, what are these all about? Oftentimes we all just get lumped together and students will just dismiss us because they get so many other invitations. So my advice for that third bullet on the slide is to just do your homework and check out the others if you did get invited. They're not all scams, but some of them are sketchy. Some of them are not really honor organizations at all. They might call themselves an honor society, but I can assure you that they are not. So just be careful what you sign up for. Quick things that I suggest you look for if you're evaluating the legitimacy of an organization. Do they have a campus presence? Do they have a chapter on your campus run by student leaders, by your fellow students, with a chapter advisor like Daryl Hairston? A lot of them do not. Alpha Lambda Delta does, as I've mentioned. Very active. Lots of your fellow students are leading that organization, and you have a great advisor. So there's lots of activities going on. A second thing to look at is check out the website. Is it a nonprofit organization? Does it have, transparency in its governance? Does it have a board of directors? How transparent? Is there an office, an actual address that they're headquartered at? Or is it just a PO box that's, just collects checks? Alpha Lambda Delta is a nonprofit 501c3 charitable organization. Our primary focus is giving scholarships. So those are just a couple things to look for. I've mentioned that you don't have to be involved. So if you're not, is it worth it? Yes, I think it is, because it does still look good on your resume. We've been around for 100 years, as I mentioned. We're known, we have over 1.4 million members. So the people who are reading transcripts and graduate applications and job resumes, they might, they would recognize us. So even if you don't get involved, it's still something, a mark. It's something to put in that section on your resume for honors and recognitions. If you transfer, if you're thinking you might transfer out of North Carolina A&T, then your membership follows you. So if you go to a school that has a chapter and you want to be involved, just let us know and we'll let the advisor there know and switch your record from NCAT to the new place. If you transfer someplace that does not have a chapter, if you want to be involved again, or at least be up to speed on what's going on, you could let us know, and then we will add you to what we call our global chapter. And the last thing I like to say about that one is you could also maybe help us start a chapter if we don't have one for you transfer. Okay, so that $30 I keep talking about, the national fee, we have a really great leadership certificate program. Check it out if you do become a member. It comes with your membership, ALD LEED certified, online, self-paced, really great career development, skill building, and things you can put on LinkedIn and your resume if you get certified. National certification, you get your name up on our website. Again, it comes with membership. This actually amount is wrong here, 211. I gotta change this slide. It's $225,000 that we give out in scholarships. North Carolina students have won many of our scholarships, so you have a great track record to applying for our scholarships. This is going to pay for your fee. If you know, within 1 month of using this, you're going to pay for that fee. So this is a perks program that's going to give you discounts and free stuff on things you're already purchasing. So it's a perks program that comes with your membership. Once you join, you can sign up for it. We do a lot of career development. This is a little known fact. If the rest of your life, if you ever work for the federal government, and Alpha Lambda Delta is on your resume, you are automatically upgraded 2 pay grades from a GS5 to a GS7. That is legit. Enhancing your resume, we talked about. Our chapters all over the country are engaged in a lot of service activities. So if that's something important to you, you'll have opportunities to do that. Again, lifetime membership. This is a picture of students at our conference. So we host a national leadership conference every year in a different city around the country each year. For some students who join ALD, it can be a free trip, a free weekend. It's in October. It depends on how they choose who gets to go. But it is in Washington, D.C. this year. Last year it was Chicago. We don't have a site for 26 yet, but anyway, that's our conference in DC, and everything's paid for students who go to that. Okay, I'm going to ask one more time if there's any officers from the chapter, just in case they want to talk about campus involvement. I'm not seeing anyone unmute. Okay. So again, I would reach out to your chapter officers and see what kinds of activities that they do on campus. But if you were here at the beginning of my presentation, I do know that the NCAT chapter is very active on campus and in the community. Not required to do things with them, but you're certainly going to be encouraged to. It isn't just for this first year. So if you decide to join, particularly before April 6th, if you want to go to the ceremony, which is going to be really nice, you'll have opportunities to be engaged with the organization as much as you want through graduation. So it's not just this first year. We do have incentives. If you do keep your GPA up through graduation, you can get a senior certificate, be awarded a senior book, and wear our honor regalia. So these are very popular. A nice perk to being invited and belonging to an honor society is you get to wear honor cords. So that's a picture of our cord with a little crest on it. We have stoles and medallions as well. Some people like to wear all three, but honor cords are popular. I would really encourage you to check us out on Instagram in particular. We're at National ALD. I think a reason I push folks, or just encourage you anyway, to go to Instagram is just because it'll give you a good sense of the kinds of things we do, sort of what our vibe is, what we're sort of all about, and some of our weekly theme posts. So again, it'll give you a good sense, and I believe that the chapter has an Instagram account as well. We're also on YouTube, where this video is going to show up, and LinkedIn, and a little bit of Facebook, which the parents like. Okay, so let me just stop here and see if there are any questions. I hope this was helpful. If you aren't able to get a hold of Daryl, you can certainly email us at ald@nationalald.org. And this is a text line that I monitor and I answer. So if you do want to text anyone or text us, then I will answer any question that you have. So let me stop recording.